night. It's the Rangers Journal night.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Thursday night's edition of the Rangers Journal. It's post-match from European Thursday nights. Normally we're in good spirits, but Dino, this is not a good night tonight, unfortunately.
Nah, Brighton was on the ball, to be quite honest with you. We all wanted us to win and get the 3 points and get off to a good start, at least in one competition. But nah, just Brighton was on the ball.
Absolutely, Dino. I was hoping we were going to come on and have a good conversation about another good Rangers performance, but it just seems to be the new Rangers turned up again tonight, and we've seen the old Rangers against Hibs. The new Rangers turned up. This is a Russell Martin Rangers, and again, it was another performance that lacked everything that he said he was going to bring to Rangers. Would that be fair to say?
Aye. Ross Johnson had put in the group chat earlier on Russell Martin's first presser and highlighted all the things he said he was going to bring, and it's the complete opposite. And you know, the commentators had said that Ibrox is bouncing on Thursday nights, and it always has been for the last 7 years since Gerrard came in. Thursday nights was absolutely bouncing. Not a better place to be quite honest with you, on a Thursday night. And it's like watching, you know, an amateur game where there's like no fans. It's just that drab.
Yeah. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I think, you know, just we'll touch on the key points of tonight. Obviously, a lot happened in that game, but I think it's obviously worth the fans who are on tonight. We can see the comments that are coming in already. Obviously, a lot are pointing the finger at Russell Martin here. There'll be a lot pointing the finger to certain players and how they performed tonight. What was your overriding emotion watching that, Dino, in terms of where we've been before in European football on a Thursday night versus what you've seen tonight? It didn't, to me, I'll be honest, I'm normally at Ibrox, and I've decided until Martin's gone, I'm not paying any more money out with my season ticket, so cancelled the CCS. I'm normally there watching it with my wee boy. We watched it in the house tonight, and there was absolutely no reaction from us at all, which is very unlike us when something like this happens. How did that feel for you? And is that very, very different to what we normally experience on a Thursday night?
Well, obviously there was less fans in attendance at the weekend, but it was relatively synonymous throughout the support, like yourself had, you know, said on social media, or you know, said to your mate or whatever that you're not going to be going to Ibrox as long as he's in charge. Now, there's just watching that football, you're going on a Thursday night with your wee man. He's got school the next again day, goes to school tired on a Friday, but it's a good tired because he's went and saw Rangers play Ibrox on a Thursday night, and that's memories and that's emotion that you can't really, you know, you can't really get that anywhere else. But
yeah,
he's then watching the game with you in bed, going to his bed cheesed off because we are absolutely dreadful. I mean, one of the stats that came up was about the possession, and then if you're just watching it, that 60% possession, but 50% of that was passes between the back four.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You're just like, do something, seriously, just do something. And you know, I felt.
Dino's having a bit of an issue. We'll give him a
making his, you know, starting debut, and signal. Do apologise. Is that better?
That's okay. I can hear you now, mate. Yep, I can hear you now.
Cool.
There we go, mate. Sorry about that. You know.
No, just saying. Shermitty was his first start for us, and there's like no service to him at all. He looked like a rabbit in headlights at times. It was just so disjointed. There was no cohesion. There was just, and he's getting 70 odd minutes or however long he got. Do you know? It's just funny, like, what's even going on there? Like, he should have he should have been, eased in, and maybe.
Losing them, Scotty. We'll give him a wee minute, see if he's able to get back in again.
Against Livingston or something.
Take him off stage.
See if we can get him back in a wee minute, mate. Scotty, welcome. Tough night. We're just saying there with Dino. Performance wasn't great. It's probably what we've come to expect from Rangers this season so far. But did you really expect that type of performance tonight against a team? Let's be fair, are not firing all cylinders themselves.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think it was the too many chances for me in the first 10 minutes to begin with. The red card's obviously massive. But then you expect to see is shutting up shop almost essentially. This is where you expect when Martins went for his interview that he's learned from his mistakes at Southampton, that shut up shop and you grind out a win, not just a draw but a win. You're training on your set piece training on a training pitch comes off, you win your fibbles, all that kind of stuff comes off you. Defence is rotten. The big you could, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it, how to give you a decent enough example. You could just pass that ball for one centre back straight down the middle of that park and it will go right through to Jack Butland. That's
Absolutely.
how easy it is to play against Rangers. There's no cohesion in the midfield. And I'm sorry, right, but I am not judging Shermiti on that performance tonight. No one chance get made for a boy. I'm not judging any of the strikers because no one chance there's no any clear-cut chances getting made whatsoever. Because that was too greedy. Mikey Moore, Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God. Stop playing him. He wasn't good enough at the weekend. Stop playing him.
Yeah.
What? I just don't know where we go with this.
It's a tough one, Scotty, and I think, look, I'm trying to. I was taking some notes through the game. I'm trying to get some positives for this performance, and I honestly really can't. But look, I will start on Chimiti. I think it was a really, it was interesting for Chimiti because, as you say, he wasn't getting a lot of chances. I thought first half it was said he had 18 touches in the first half, but again, a lot of that's down to the fact he's not getting the service. Second half, he had some chances here and there, but again, didn't really get anything. And that Miovski, when he came on, didn't really get nothing either. But I want to pick on one person just now for me. And look, we've given this guy a bit of stick before, but I think for me, it really needs to be said at this moment in time. I thought Asgard was really, really poor tonight. Again, I thought he looked really lazy, if I'm being honest. I'll say just now, and my mate will love getting this. I've got a mate who's in hospitality tonight, not having a drink, by the way. Who does that, Scotty? Who goes to hospitality and doesn't have a drink, right? So he's in hospitality tonight, and he's been texting me all night saying the fans were turning on Asgard through the game because of how lazy he was, and I don't blame them for doing that because I just thought he's a guy that came with great reputation. Everyone said he was going to be fantastic for us. What's happened to him? Do you know, Scotty, what's you thinking this? What has happened to this boy Asgard? Because he's not performing for Rangers like he did down south, and he's certainly not performing for us as he did for Norway a few weeks back. Is this him just getting time, or, as the comments are saying, is he a luxury player that we don't need at this moment in time? Do you know, coming first?
Well, on that, one of the things that really I was really angered at tonight was he had an effort. And his actual effort, if you actually look at it, it was just a lazy approach to the ball. Like what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're playing for Rangers, it's no Sunday League amateur game that you're in. Like, there's just no emphasis in what he was doing, and I think he just wants to look good on the ball and stuff, and just doesn't seem to have the minerals to perform like how we expect our players to perform. And he's obviously is a talented lad, there's no denying that, but you need more than that at Rangers.
Absolutely agreed. You know, Scotty, look, we could talk all night about the situation and where we're at with it, but let's try and get into some of the game and talk through some of the game. Suter had a chance, great clearance off the line from the Genk defender earlier on in the game. From there, you thought it seemed quite positive to begin with, and we could go on and maybe get a few chances, but that and also the Mikey Moore had a chance which seemed destined for Raskin to smash it into the bottom corner of the net. Was that the best that we've seen of Rangers? And I think McCoist and I can't remember the other commentators, and he said it on commentary. It looked the best that Rangers had played in a long while for that, maybe opening 20-25 minutes. Would you agree with that, Scotty?
I would say for minute 10 to minute 25, that's probably the best I've seen us play, to be honest with you. They looked really, really good on the ball, front foot, going forward. But again, we're playing, that line's too high up the park for me. We're far too vulnerable at the back. This isn't working. 15 minutes of football in 90 minutes isn't good enough. This isn't working. And we need to, as a podcast, start putting pressure on the narrative of Russell Martin to go out the door, because it's just no. This is the worst that we've seen. I don't know how you boys feel about it, Chris. I'll ask you. I know you're hosting, but this is the worst Rangers team I've seen in Christ, God knows how long. The second, third division I'm talking about. Like, this is bad.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree, mate. I think, as I said to Dino earlier, I cancelled the CCS because I can't stand it anymore, and I can't stand taking my boy there and seeing that happening or what's going on. And it's toxic at the moment at Rangers. And even sitting in the house, as I said to Dino there, Scotty, you're sitting there normally, if you're seeing things happen, your reactions, you're up shouting and bawling, the wife's about to divorce me because I'm making that much noise in the house. There was none of that tonight. Absolutely. She actually came down and said to me, "Is Rangers playing?" is what she asked me, because there was no reaction at all. And I think that's where most of that's got. Most is in that situation. And I think it's. I would love to say he has to go tonight, but that board's back to him, and that board needs to live with what they are doing now, because it's going to take a lot for him to go now. Look, maybe they'll come out and surprises. Maybe he goes tomorrow. Maybe he goes after the weekend. I don't know, but you're right. We need to put the pressure on. And as a channel, we've got 680 odd people watching here tonight. We wouldn't be doing the right service for those guys if we weren't calling for this guy to go. But look, I'll also, and Dino, I'd be keen to hear your thoughts, Scott, as well. Do we push back on the players here? We're giving this to the management, but look at the players that turned up on Saturday. They put a performance in. They've came out tonight and they look as if they didn't even know each other. So do we need to push back on the players as well? And they've got to take that sense of responsibility for this also.
There is obviously an element of that. However, like we alluded to earlier on, like our strikers, they're just as well sitting on the sidelines because they're no scoring with our tactics and setup. And they're getting told to, make hundreds of passes between them. That's not really on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not being coached in a way where we're seeing any intensity or any motivation to, like, Joe Rothwell came on and like dribbled about 30 yards. It was the most I've seen a Rangers player do that all night. And it's Joe Rothwell, do you know what I mean? No disrespect to the guy, but we've got players on the pitch that should be doing that, but he's got shackles on them for sure. Because he wants to be playing like we're Barcelona back in the day. But let's not kid ourselves. He should have been gone before the night anyway, so we shouldn't even be having this conversation. We should actually probably be celebrating a win tonight, but given a new manager being in by now, because as Scotty said, it's absolutely honking to watch. Honking. And
absolutely.
Big Craig had said in the chat earlier on that it's going to come out with excuses about the decisions and stuff, and that's going to be the reason that we never won the night. The reason that we never won the night is because we're absolutely dreadful. And you see that clearance off the line. One thing I want to say, that's how you defend, by the way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He wants to be showing the players, he wants to be using that to their advantage, and showing the players that's how you defend. And we were just like the show, Sorry if I went off on a tangent there.
No, it's how we're feeling, so I totally get it. Scotty, 2 points I'd like to cover with you if we could. The Rangers penalty that was then overturned. Is that a penalty for you?
In common sense, no. But the rules of today's game, it's a penalty. See them given every week. It's a penalty all day long. I'm sorry, but that's not a push in the back. There's no chance there's no way in hell to have pushes that boy in the back. There's contact, but Christ's sake, come on. It's bad. It's a really, really poor decision. All the referee's doing is just being stubborn, to be honest with you. I heard the commentators say there was something like 29 cards this guy had dished out in 4 matches. It's a penalty in a day's game, but it's not. I agreed with Coysdale in commentary that it's not a penalty, if that makes any sense, because the boys not facing the ball, etc., etc. So there's got to be an element of deliberate handball in it, but in the day's rules, it's a penalty.
I would probably say as well, that's anywhere else in the park, Scotty, and that shove happens. That's never a free kick, is it? You're not getting a free kick for that. So that's how we're arguing. It's got to be a pen based on the situation and where it is. But it's just it was a strange one. The other one, Scotty, for me, Diamonde, red card all day long.
No arguments for me. It's a red card.
Absolutely. Dino, obviously they got up the other ends. It was a crazy 5 minutes towards the end of that first half. Genk got up the other ends, and Tab gives away a penalty. Look, I've been on WhatsApp chats with the guys tonight, and I'm arguing blind that that's not a penalty for Genk. I think the boys kicked Tab in the first instance and then tripped over his own heel. Look, this is the benefit of football. Everyone's got opinions. What's your opinion on that one, Dino?
I thought it was a penalty due to the fact is we've had some decisions given against us in years gone by. And you've just that's the rules. The referees looked at it. It's one of them. I guess it's can be looked at from whatever perception, but for me it was a penalty.
And I think that's the beauty of it. Some will see it as, some will see it as. Don't get me wrong. Some of my pals were saying to me, if that was us in that situation, you're shouting for it all day long. Absolutely. So, you're definitely looking for that. Just before I go to the next point, guys, I just want to say, look, lots of people watched at the moment. Really, thank you for your time, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you can. Help the channel. And obviously, we're going to try and cover as much as we can in this pod tonight. But we'll touch on a wee bit more of the game, and then we'll come back on, I'm sure, to the players and the manager. Just on that, Butland obviously saves the penalty just before half time. Great save. It's what Butland does in those situations at the moment, yeah?
He's proved me wrong this season, which I'm loving to see. He actually made not just one great save, he made, 2 or 3 very, very good saves. If it wasn't for the big Korean having a mare up front, we would have been, and Butland obviously making quality saves in the first half, we could have been 5 down easy at half time. We would have deserved to have been 5 down. So big shout out to Butland tonight, giving the team that mental lift at that stage of the game. It's very easy for us to, I guess, maybe crumble, but kind of, his stability and the save, I think, gave us a much needed lift, and to go in obviously at 0-0.
And that, see, for me, Dino, as well, that's the thing. When you go in at nothing each after a penalty save like that, okay, you're down to 10 men, but surely that has to give them a lift. Surely that has to give those players a lift. Now, they came out for the second half, right, Scott, and the one you were talking about, Mikey Moore, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I know he's a young boy. For me, he shouldn't be starting at the moment. He's nowhere near good enough to start just now. I think if you're going to do that, if you're not going to play Ant-Man, play Curtis out there is what I would do, right? He brings Ant-Man on. You think to yourself, Ant-Man's going to be direct. He's going to hit the lines. before we got into the impact and some of the chances, what's happened to Ant-Man under Martin? Because when you look at his first game, you look at what he's done in his previous club, and you look at the videos and stuff, he's one that was hitting the byline, getting the crosses in. Every time he got the ball tonight, cutting inside, or he's making the cross at the first attempt, surely that's got to be by design, that's got to be by instruction. That's not that player doing what he's naturally good at doing. Would that be fair, Scotty?
He's over-instructed.
Yeah.
The game's been made complicated for him. He comes on, he makes his debut against Pilsen, the boy completely rips Pilsen apart on his own. And then he gets he gets a few days worth of training, and you've not seen him again. So for me, it's down to the manager. He's over-instructed, and the whole team looks over-instructed. He keeps saying he's trying to simplify it, but come on, man. It's just not working. It's just not working.
Totally agree. Dino, the goal comes 54 minutes. Some will say it was the defence splitting pass. Some will say, where's your right-hand side of your defence? It's the massive gaping hole was in the middle of that defence there. Obviously, O's took it well. He went through and he scored the goal well. Is that the challenge? You're down to 10 men. You've got to try and keep it tight. We should be nowhere near as wide open as what we were in that one, should we?
No. Definitely no. Especially after the nightmare that was Bruges away. It should have just been 4-4-1, give them the ball, hit them on the counter-attack, and hope for the best. Because that's, we're down to 10 men. They'll smell blood. I mean, as I said, at half-time, we're lucky it wasn't 5-0, so... but there's just no any sort of... And there's no any coaching on the sides. There's nothing there for him to see that, to see what everybody else would see. Now, he's obviously the one that's got all the qualifications and whatnot and blah, 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 but it's to what Scotty says, to uncomplicate things, 4-4-1, stay compact, go with each other, like, I wouldn't even be surprised. I'm going to say something here. Folk might think I'm off my head, but anyway. But we would, under Gerrard, we probably would have won that match tonight. Do you know what I mean? Like, being down to 10 men, that's Gerrard probably come on him. Maybe even Michael Beale and Gio. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think that they would have had us so scatty at the back. Like, you're the shot.
Totally.
Dino, sorry to cut in, Chris. Dino, see if you think about it, right? Ant-Man gets 17 assists last season for Go Ahead Eagles in the Dutch League, right? We had a 6'4" striker in that park, did he? Gay body Ant-Man and swing it in. Tell Gassama to stop being so bloody greedy and trying to show off and tell him to swing a cross in. Put the ball in the box, put it in the boy's napper. It's simple football. Easy football. It's so easy to win a game of football with these players. This is why I'm so annoyed tonight. Because it's just, it could be so simple, but it's being made so complicated. But no, it's all right. We'll go to Loch Lomond probably tomorrow and all will be well again.
And see, the thing is, Scott, I think everyone watching here can feel your pain in this one, and everyone will be in the same boat with us, right? And one of the things I look at here is we made the sub at half-time for Ant-Man for Moore, right? We wait to the 79th minute to bring on Barron, Miofsky, Rothwell. Why is Miofsky not on there earlier? Why is he not on maybe the 60th minute, 65th minute, worst case scenario, in terms of throwing two up there and trying to get something? Why did we wait to the 79th minute to do it? And again, I'm struggling. I'm trying to think of things of why Martin would be doing this and why he's playing a certain way. But I'm looking at the chances. So we had Asgard had a chance in the edge of the box. He's put over the bar. Really lazy attempt. We had Gassama has a chance in the 64th minute. He's put by the post. Other than that, the only thing we had was a dive by Gassama in the 77th minute. There's nothing from 54 minutes onwards that you can turn and say that was great, other than the Barron effort at 87 minutes. Looked, it could have been on target and the boys put it over. The commentators say that there's just no chances getting created. So I'll probably double back in my question here, Scotty. Would Miofsky come on any earlier? made made any difference?
Well, you're finishing up the last 10 minutes with, when Gassama done that dive, we were starting to get a wee bit of pressure on, and then the subs get made, Majowski comes on, and we go to a 3-5-1. And you're like, what? A 3-5-1? What sense is that making? A 3-5-1? Never heard that formation in my puff.
Yeah.
Send
Mental.
Big Shooter up front, send the ball up with Shooter, Shamiti, and Majowski up front. Make it, make life, play a long balls, make it difficult. Play hoofball, who cares? Just create some chances. Just get the ball in among the box. What he's doing is any time we get a bit of rhythm, it's almost as if he loves to change formation, right? And we were all dying under come on because the formation was never getting changed.
Yeah.
And now it's getting changed any time we seem to get a wee bit of rhythm when we're behind them or we're chasing the game, and it completely stops the rhythm. He's just wrong for his job from start to finish. I can't find any positives for a guy whatsoever. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Finishing a game with 3-5-1 with like 7 minutes left. A 3-5-1. Your wing backs are Gassama and Ant-Man. What?
Aye. Exactly.
What's the name of Gazzat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally, mate. And that's
it's the truth. It's Chris, you wouldn't even see that way. If Pope Junior's manager wouldn't even do that, he's not like that. You know what
exactly,
I mean?
mate. Exactly. Listen, I would take Tam Jimison as the Rangers manager right now. So I would, mate. That's what I would be doing. Put it that way. But no, I think Scotty, look, you're spot on, and it's mind blowing. It's how it's been done. Even towards the end, you would normally see Rangers throwing everything at it in the last couple of minutes. There was none of that tonight. There was absolutely nothing. And I think that's what's going to annoy a lot of the Rangers fans. Scotty, I'm just conscious of time, and I want to come on to obviously where we go from here, right? And Russell Martin has seen over another defeat, another really, really poor performance. Is he lucky that the next 3 games are all away from home? Is that going to help him, do you think, if he makes it anywhere close to that? Because towards the end there, again, some of my pals in the stadium were saying it was turning really toxic. It was getting towards the end. Has that maybe helped him a little bit the next 3 games are away from home, or do you think that will just pile even more pressure on him?
Nah, personally, I think he's going to drop points to Livy. I think he'll maybe scrape a win at Falkirk, and then I've just got to pray that there is a God out there that he gets sacked in an international break. I think that there was always going to be some kind of review within the October international break, and that's where I think the sacking will happen if it's going to happen. I think we're stuck with him until Falkirk and Livy are, and I know we've got another European game in amongst that, and Sturm Graz.
Sturm Graz next week,
We'll probably get pumped off of them and all because he's 3-5-1 or 3-6-0 tactics or whatever the hell he's going to play next week.
I've not seen the interview, guys. We're seeing some comments here. He said in his interview that he's going to go and see Kavanagh in 15 minutes or so. Maybe that's just a post-match comment. We don't know what the situation is there. But, Dino, would you be surprised if something was to happen in the next 24 hours or so in terms of Russell Martin's position?
Aye, because I think if something was going to happen, it would have happened before now, if I'm being quite honest with you. We all know that he should have been binned. I remember after the first game of the season, there was folk calling for his head after the first game of the season, and we were like, nah, it's not that bad, is it? Do you know? And then slowly, quite quickly, we all kind of realised that he should have been binned after the first 3 games. So the fact that we're going to be going into 11th at the weekend, not one of us is confident we could be finishing the weekend bottom of the league. Now, that's frightening, absolutely frightening. That Rangers Football Club could be bottom of the league, and not by any points deduction or anything like that, just because we're absolutely crap. Now, Andrew Kavanagh's sitting there tonight, and he's came in and wanting to make Rangers this force and all that again, and blah 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 blah. Patrick Stewart looking absolutely clueless next to him and all. Like, the incompetence is just absolutely rife through the club right now. And when the time does come, Andrew Kavanagh will be held to account as to why the plug wasn't pulled sooner. But sooner the better, but I don't think it's going to be. Like Scotty said, it's highly likely that we'll get to the international break and they'll have a review. And then see where we go from there. But I'd be surprised if I wake up in the morning and there's an announcement that he's 9 o'clock announcement that he's sacked. Put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Scotty, just as Dino said, Andrew Kavanagh was shown on TV a couple of times tonight, and a couple of things for me on this guy, Scotty. We don't know much about him. He's not really had much interviews other than when the takeover happened. You must be thinking what he's now thinking. He's obviously seen Rangers before, right? He's seen Rangers last few seasons, and how the atmosphere of the club, the fans, the European night. Is he sitting there thinking, what the hell has happened? Or is he sitting there thinking, look, I need to play this out, see how it's going to go, and then make a decision from there? What's going through his head at this moment in time based on everything he's seen over the last 6-7 weeks or so?
Well, if he can see through his own eyes, he can see it's not working, surely. Now, take away this whole thing where this board are not going to listen to the fans and they're not going to cave into fan pressure. No, all that's past now. We're past all that point now. We're at the stage of they need to stand up and make any sort of decision. See if we'd played well tonight, but just get beat, and it's kind of acceptable. You'd competed and all the rest of it. Then I suppose you're like, right, fine. But Genk are usually routine wins for us in the Europa League. That's a level we've come to accept.
Yeah,
so we're actually regressing under the new ownership, and that's what he needs to act upon. He needs to act upon the regression on the park. He needs to act upon the ticket sales, because what was it, 40,000 every night?
I think the comment said, 39,000, I think Wolverhampton said in comms is the official attendance.
That's 11 grand worth of dosh that they've lost.
Yeah.
Fans are starting to talk. If he knows what he's talking about, he'll get rid of Russell Martin, because it can't be this thing where it's the fans against the club. He needs to step in and make a decision tonight and go above Patrick Stewart's head. Kevin Thelwell and all that. We've been very vocal over the last few weeks about what we want to see as a podcast in terms of anybody that's interested, go back and watch them. They're good pods. We've called out when was needed to be called out, but it's as plain as the nose in front of your face what needs to get done to fix this. If we drop points to Livy on Sunday and then we drop points to Falkirk, you can kiss any kind of success Cheerios. It's a way there's no chance of pulling this league back at all, no matter how many they could get an extra 2 Old Firm games under Russell Martin, the 5 left, and we'll still not pull it back. But if you bring somebody in that can galvanise us and get us playing, but to me it's got to be a safe pair of hands. It's got to be somebody that knows the league at this point.
Yeah, totally agree. And I think, Scotty, for me, a lot of people I keep hearing saying at the moment, this is salvable at the moment. It's not went too far yet. But I think the longer it's going, the worse it's getting. And it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to recover it. And I'm talking maybe the next game could be the tipping point for this. We're not talking now 3-4 games down the line. We're talking this is getting worse and worse by the minute. So they do need to make a decision, and I think they need to make it quickly, because it's going to be really tough. And look, there's a name that I advocated for a few weeks back, which was Barry Ferguson. He's sitting in that stand. I would take Barry Ferguson in a minute at the moment just to try and stabilise things and go for it from there. Someone says get Stevie G back as well. Again, I would take that all day long, but I just don't think Martin can keep going at the moment, and I just hope Kavanagh does, as Mays just said, I hope Kavanagh does the right thing and acts as the manager. It's not nice saying that. Look, for everyone that's here that's watching tonight, guys, this isn't nice to say. We don't like doing this and then having the criticism to the manager, but as I said earlier on, we would be selling you guys short if we didn't have that conversation and we didn't say it as we've seen it. And I think everybody's the exact same in their feelings with that one. So we'll see how that plays out. Dino, just to wrap up then, obviously Thursday nights are usually Rangers nights, and it's not very, very tough night for us tonight. What can you see happening on Sunday? What's your overall riding emotion for Sunday, and genuinely what can you see as the end result for Sunday, mate?
Best case scenario, I think, for us on Sunday is a draw. I can't see us winning. I think given the circumstances, our draw was that would be a good result for us right now, which is actually really bad to say. I would be expecting 3 points, but I can't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. Scotty, give you the final word on it for Sunday, mate. What's our best case scenario for Sunday, do you think?
Hopefully there's an interim manager in to take a team and we can get 3 points. But if Russell Martin's still in charge, then you're going to have I don't like going to Livy under Davy Martindale at the best of times with Steven Gerrard in charge. So good luck. That's all I can say to a team playing under him. Because if Russell Martin's still in charge, we're definitely categorically not getting 3 points. I would put my house on it. Yeah,
absolutely. It's hard to disagree, guys. It really is, and it's a sad state of affairs. But that's just where we're at this moment in time. Gents, look, post-match show tonight. It's always a shorter one than normal. Lots have been tuning in tonight, so thank you, folks, for tuning in. Thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. Please share on our social medias. Look, comment as much as you can. Let us know your thoughts on our social media pages about tonight's game. Let us know what you think for Sunday. Lots of stuff coming up. There'll be the Friday show tomorrow. We'll have pre and post match on Sunday as well. Scott, we'll maybe see you around for one of those, I've got no doubt. Normally, guys, Thursday nights are Rangers nights, and normally we're sitting here with a big smile on our face, but unfortunately not tonight. Dino, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on and giving us your thoughts. It's much appreciated, mate.
Thank you very much for having me. Pleasure and privilege as always.
Scotty, thanks again, dude. Great to have you on. Great to chat. You're as passionate as probably every Rangers fan out there, and it's great to hear your thoughts on this. But I just hope we can get something better soon, and we can start talking about the good things.
I'm away to get a man sent off on fit my manager and play a 3-5-1, see if I can get a system working.
Absolutely. Good. Let us know how you go on with that, Scotty. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining in tonight. As I said, Thursday nights are usually Rangers nights. Unfortunately, it's not tonight. But always, guys, just remember, we're always here to have a good conversation. We want to talk all good things for Rangers, and hopefully we'll get back to that soon. Also, folks, just remember, every night is the Rangers Journal night. Thank you.